February 2026. Inside the high-security walls of the Rawalpindi garrison, the air is thick with tension. Pakistan's most powerful generals are gathered around flickering satellite monitors. They aren't looking at the Indian border. Instead, their eyes are fixed on the jagged terrain of Kabul, TTP hideouts, and Taliban ammunition depots. They are staring at a monster of their own making. The very forces they once fostered as strategic assets have now become their greatest existential threat. On February 27, 2026, the world stood still when Defense Minister Khawaja Asif declared an open war. This wasn't the usual rhetoric against India. This was a declaration against the Taliban government in Afghanistan, the same Taliban that for decades was funded, trained, and shielded by Pakistan's ISI. The strategic depth has turned into a strategic nightmare. As with any war, the innocent pay the highest price. In the border regions, the statistics are blood-stained. Over 100 civilians are dying every week. That is 15 lives extinguished every single day. Hospitals, once sanctuaries, are now targets. Children who should be in school are instead being buried. But to understand this tragedy, we have to look back at the original sin. The year was 1994. A dusty convoy moved through Afghanistan, carrying ISI officers and a one-eyed madrasa teacher named Mullah Omar. The deal was simple. Pakistan would provide the guns and the gold. Omar would provide a friendly government in Kabul. By 1996, the Taliban held Kabul, and Pakistan was one of the only 3 nations to recognize them. Then came 9/11. Publicly, Pakistan stood with America's war on terror. Secretly, they continued to provide safe havens for the Taliban. For 20 years, they played both sides. When the US finally withdrew in 2021, former PM Imran Khan celebrated, saying Afghans had broken the chains of slavery. Pakistan thought their puppets were back. They were wrong. Enter the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, the TTP. These weren't strangers. They were the students of the same madrasas ISI had supported. But the TTP had a different goal: to overthrow the Pakistani state. Their methods are defined by blood. We remember the 2014 Peshawar school massacre. 132 children slaughtered in their classrooms. That darkness hasn't faded. It has grown. In 2025 alone, terrorism deaths in Pakistan nearly doubled to over 4,000. The irony is staggering. Pakistan's biggest enemy, the TTP, is now being protected by Pakistan's oldest friend, the Afghan Taliban. It is exactly what Pakistan did to the US with Osama bin Laden. The Taliban refuses to hand over TTP leaders because they fear those fighters will defect to ISIS-K. Pakistan is stuck in a cage of its own design. The conflict reached its peak on March 16, 2026. During the holy month of Ramadan, an airstrike hit the Omid Addiction Treatment Hospital near Kabul. Afghanistan claims 400 people died, including patients and visiting families, while Pakistan claims it hit terrorist infrastructure. The images of bloodied hospital beds and scattered medicine tell a different story. The global outcry was so deafening that a temporary ceasefire was forced until aid. Military experts agree. This is a war no one can win. Pakistan has the air power, but the Taliban has the mountains. History has swallowed the Soviet Union and the United States in these same valleys. And in the ultimate twist of fate, the Taliban, the group meant to block India, is now signing trade deals and infrastructure projects with New Delhi. Pakistan lit a fire in its neighbor's house to keep itself warm. Now, that fire has crossed the border, and the whole region is burning.